well. Our country is at the A&E, accident and emergency. Thank you.
My leader, you have said what I could have said even in a better way. I personally I'm still planning to join the campaign because I have a support group that is part of the campaign to say, okay, let me come to Edo State, come to Abuja and all that. My entire family, the entire family have had the meeting. Please don't come. I said I must come. Obi is there. Other people, Great Oracle is there. Who am I to be in New York? But the point being that they are afraid of this. Look at what happened to Suleiman in Auchi, killing the entire convoy. If he had no bulletproof car, he would be dead. He would be dead by now. I don't understand why people don't see that Nigeria is teetering on the edges. If this statesmen like Tinubu and Atiku were as statesmen as they should be, they would have said, we'll see this one out. Obi, go. We know we need to see this out. We are statesmen. Nigeria has been kind to Atiku enough. Nigeria has been kind to Tinubu enough. What more do you want? You're already more than a billionaire. The country has privileged you beyond measure. Why not see this one out? Why are you fighting for this? Like, in America, we have that statement. Bush and the rest of them cannot come and be dragging anything, or Obama. I'm not saying the ex-president in their own. No. What are you fighting for? Obi should just be unopposed. Unopposed, because he's not even going to enjoy the presidency. He has his work cut out for him. 31 states underwater. No place is safe. Look at the Naira. Today is 800. I don't understand why people are fighting to be president. Like, if I'm the one, I don't think I would want to be president. The country is run down. Anyway, that's just me. Let's thank Great Oracle for his very wonderful ideas and contributions. I want to go to the hands. Please raise up your hands if you're on the speaker session. Let me quickly go. Osaro, you want to say something? Go ahead, Osaro.
Yeah, let me just thank Great Oracle for coming to join us on this space. He has given a wonderful analysis of the draft, and even if I don't want to comment on it because our principal has said, you guys hold on, I have not released the official document. So I want to thank him for joining us, and I also want to thank everyone on this space. Please share the space to your contacts, retweet the space. We are over 200 here, and I am just seeing just 3 retweets. It won't cost you any money if you retweet, and it won't cost you any money if you share to your contact, because we are here to learn. You see, I've been here for, I think we started this space. What time do we start this space? I think it was 6 p.m.
6 p.m., yes.
Yeah, and this is the first time I'm speaking. I love to learn. I am just being on the background. I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm gaining knowledge. And this is the reason why we tell you, share the space so that other people can come to this space and learn. Twitter, you see, Twitter is not just a place for band. Twitter is a school, it's a school, it's a place where you gain knowledge, wisdom. You can see great men like the Oracle is here on this space, and we are here to learn. So just if you're on the speaker session, please raise up your hand so that we'll know you are ready to speak, so that we can take a cue. I leave it for my host now to take a cue.
Osaro Wato, Wesley, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for supporting the PO Town Square. The idea of this space was when Obi joined Labour. I personally felt, how do I support him? Of course, the rest is history. I'm now 100% obedient. People see me in New York streets and say, obedient. Even white people, they call me obedient. Yes, we are obedient, and we'll take it everywhere. The idea was the idea of the village town square of the past. We gather in the evening, talk about issues concerning PeterObi campaign. So please follow this account so you can get us to as much obedience as possible. Retweet and share. Let me go to the first person that raised his hand, Neo. Neo, you have the mic. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you everyone for this opportunity. The Great Oracle, I read your tweets. I always learn from it. 2 or 3 things comes to my mind. Let me come into the area of payment by hour. In the UK here, like you rightly said, Port Harcourt, Lagos will pay more. The same thing with London here. So that is why the biggest corporations are in London. It actually attracts the best. But the cost of living in London is also higher compared to places like Wales, Cardiff, etc. So it is like give and take. People in Oshun, people in Kogi, people in Warri can get a lower rate, but the cost of living would also be lower. So I believe that makes sense. Let me also go to something that I think we need to do. I've gone through the draft. I went through the dissect that was done by the great Oracle. One thing I will want us to know, how do we sell this? I tell my friend, I am a Yoruba from the Southwest, from Osun State. One thing I always tell them is this movement is greater and bigger than PeterObi. The movement needs a face, and PeterObi happens to be the one that is chosen today. He is only chosen because they think he fits the bill. If he doesn't deliver, someone else will come in tomorrow. So the movement is bigger than him. So coming with a path is the best thing to do. That is one. But how do we help him? I also tell people PeterObi can win. There is a difference between can win and will win. For him to win, we need to convince a lot of people. I read somewhere where they said the manifestos is going to be printed, translated to various Nigerian languages, and distributed to almost everyone. That is a welcome idea. I just read it. I didn't see any salt, so now I didn't take much about it. But it is an idea that we should take, embrace. Believe me, I am in the UK. I might not vote, but I am going to get people convinced that this is the right man for the job. If we, in forums like this, can dissect the points, put it in layman languages, allay people of their fears, we are going to get across the line. We are not yet there. There are a lot of more jobs to be done. But for him to cross the line, we need to look at how to convince an average Nigerian that is not on Twitter that we need to reach out to. That idea of getting this manifesto to everyone, telling people about his antecedents, what he did, how he did it, is going to be very material in getting him across the line or otherwise. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you very much. For those of us in diaspora, I am in New York. I see Jimmy here. Jimmy is in Chicago. And my brother is in the UK. Please call your people back home. And I thank Neo for doing that. Call your people back home. Tell them, all this help me. It's time to show working. Show your PVC. And I'm also saying that even if you don't have PVC because you were disenfranchised by INEC, please mobilize to join. Watching channels, Shenwo Kimbaloye, you must be at the polling unit and stay there. Stay there. Our future is at stake. I cannot tell you enough. PVCs are right now, some people's own are ready, some are not. Go and get your PVC. Let me go to Kachi. Kachi, you have the mic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good evening. You are doing a very great work. I love the fact that you're outside the country and you are still pushing. God will bless you. It's just painful that when we see people like you, the great oracle, who we know that have succeeded in life, trying to push for the emancipation of this country, then you still see some elements who don't even know where to get the next meal, and they're still following all these old politicians. Well, having said that, great oracle, may God continue to bless you. I have one quick question for you. Though we say this is a draft, like our principal said, but I'm inclined to believe that whatsoever he will bring out tomorrow or next will still be the same. My question is in the unbundling of the Supreme Court. I fancy that a lot, but I want you to throw more light to it. He is saying about regional Supreme Courts, maybe increasing the number of judges and then having regional Supreme Courts. But my question is, when there is a case between two states of two different regions, how do you handle such? And if a regional Supreme Court gives a judgment, can it still be appealed on a federal Supreme Court? So that is my question, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let me quickly answer the question, but also respond to who spoke earlier. I think with the draft document already in the public space, we know the policies Obi intends to execute in 2023 if he wins the 2023 presidential elections. So at the stage that we're at the moment, we should go beyond policy and ensconce ourselves within that structure that I call strategy. Niyo is right. How do we sell the policy ideas, for me, to two demographics in our country that make up 67.8% of the total number of voters who will be coming out in 2023 to vote: the youth demography and the women demography. If the strategy team or they can put a handle on what they are doing, the star highlight that I enumerated earlier: one, the enunciation of the national gender policy is an idea that the team can sell to Nigerian women. Heck, Obi's presidency will center women at the heart of our politics, at the heart of our democracy, at the heart of effective governance in our country. And if Obi's idea is to subsidiarize governance and reduce governance to the base, to the level of the local government and the states in our country, women will have a role to play, not only within political parties, but also within state and local government structure. Two, one other principled idea that it tends to pursue and is a star highlight of the program. I'm surprised a lot of people have not cashed on it. Obi has promised to set up an education bank, set up for the purpose of incentivizing loans for Nigerians, education loans for Nigerians. If we have 90 million Nigerians who are in dimensional poverty, I think it will help a lot in lifting families from the poverty economy they found themselves. So when the state begins to help poor parents by granting loans to their children to go to tertiary institutions in our country, it's something that the strategic team of Obi should pursue and sell to the youth demography. How do they do that? I know there are support groups within the obedient movement that have enunciated the whole idea of campus tour, a point that I first raised on the 8th of October. If you look at section 91.4 and section 92.3 of the Electoral Act, which talks about campaigns around centers across our country, I don't know how Obi can navigate the politics of meeting students. Our youth have returned back to our campuses. I think it will be practically difficult for the obedient movement to organize some of the street marches and rallies that they held between August and October. What Obi should do is reach out to students in their campuses. But because we don't have independent unionism in our campuses, it's really difficult for Obi to reach out to students. But on the basis of the ideas he has put out, Obi's team should quickly reach out to the leadership of the Academic Staff Union of Nigerian Universities, Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, SASNO. We have 4 big unions in tertiary institutions in our country. Reach out and see if he can secure negotiated space where he can meet them. In meeting them, he'll be meeting students and selling his programs to them. 2, on the question of the Supreme Court, it's a noble and a novel idea. It's not the first time anybody is pushing that novel idea. In May 2014, the National Conference proposed and passed a resolution that new levels of courts should be created in our country. Here is a subject of semantics and language. The National Conference proposed Court of Appeals in 36 states, including Abuja, charged with the responsibility of handling appellate matters, all matters except constitutional matters, civil liberty issues, question of habeas corpus and mandamus. These are areas of our law that the appellate courts cannot handle. And the National Conference also went ahead and proposed that a constitutional court be set up in Abuja, charged with responsibility of handling any matters around the sections and provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And the Federal Supreme Court, as we have it now, sitting at the apex of our court. What Obi has done is to tweak those recommendations of the National Conference by proposing to create 6 regional Supreme Court. My sense, he has not put out the mechanics of the court. This, I think, is my sense of what is proposing. The regional Supreme Courts will hear appellate matters from the state's high court, on all matters except constitutional issues, except issues of habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is, look, citizens was arrested. No reason was given for the arrest. It's in detention. The police or the SSS or immigration or the army is refusing to release the citizen. A lawyer can go to court to seek an order of habeas corpus. What it means basically is this, my lord, I'm asking that whoever has arrested my client should come to this court and produce the body, whether alive or dead, and give reasons for why he or she is holding my client. So these 3 areas are largely constitutional jurisdictional areas that I think the regional Supreme Court cannot handle. They can handle any matter that revolves around customary laws of states, land issues, divorce proceedings, anything that you can think that's outside constitutional matters, outside habeas corpus, outside mandamus, the order on a public servant to do a specific thing at a specific time as ordered by the court. The Supreme Court, which sits at the apex, will now hear appellate issues arising from the intermediate court, which is the Court of Appeal that we have now, on constitutional matters, on habeas corpus, on civil liberties. And those matters can only be heard on the basis of leave of the Supreme Court. What it means here is that you make an application to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court grants you permission to bring an appeal application before it. It's a negotiated thing. It also entails amendment of those provisions of the Constitution from Section 247, I think, to 255, which deals with the powers of our courts and all that. These are executive proposals, but they are not executive proposals that the executive will have to execute at the end of the day. Executive bills will have to be made to the National Assembly for the amendments of those provisions of our Constitution that relates to our courts, jurisdiction and powers of our court. I hope I've answered your question, my friend.
Yeah, you've done perfectly that. But one more thing, sir. What of election tribunal? Election tribunal, most times they get to Supreme Court. Is it the regional that will still handle or the federal?
No, the election petitions are sui generis petitions. They exist in their special categories. Like I said, the mechanics have not been established, but my sense is that election petitions will also be going to the Supreme Court, but it depends on how the mechanics are knocked out. If there is an agreement that elections arising from Issaco West local government, where I come from, for example, can only end as the South South Supreme Court, well, that that will be fine and good. But there's also an aspect that a lot of us have not touched, and it's also a ludicrous aspect. I also think that if these proposals sail through, the typical Nigerian factor will come into it. Take, for example, the South South I come from of 6 states. There will be fight about where this South South Supreme Court will be situated. So these are interests that Obi will have to balance out. At the end of the day, if these proposals is make it come true. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Great Oracle, for giving us your very, very technical analysis.
Again, this is not the thinking of the business group. I must stress it. I'm not at the heart of it. I'm not anywhere close to it. It's my sense of it. My analysis of what I think the team will do. They may come up tomorrow and come out with a different mechanics. So I need to place that caveat there.
That disclaimer. You're a barrister. Thank you, sir. Let me quickly go to Jimmy. Jimmy, you have the mic. Jimmy, go ahead.
Oh boy, I wasn't expecting to get the mic this quick, but yeah.
No. You are a stakeholder now. I will take the mic from you now. You won't take the rest from me.
Thank you very much. I just listened to some wisdoms. People have spoken earlier on. I was here before, but I guess you were busy when the other guy was called.
Yes, I heard your very very violent. I heard it. Thank you.
So I just want to say something about this this manifesto. The thing is, I'm not really surprised about it. As I've mentioned it this morning, I'm not surprised because it's a copy and paste of what Obi has been saying. That dude is a walking manifesto himself. So he just literally put everything he's been saying on different interviews, the conferences he's been attending. He just put it on the paper, and he now came out to say that is just a draft. He hasn't given. I beg, what is going to be in the original one, the completed one? If this is just a draft, what is going to be in the complete one? So it's not a surprise in any way. And the manifesto has actually, to we that stays in diaspora, has actually shown us that the kind of good governance that we're experiencing here is exactly what he wants to, bring out in Nigeria, and that's the way to go. I really, really appreciate that, and I spoke about it earlier on. I said, look, the hourly payment thing is introducing is a very good one. That's gonna eradicate, ghost workers first, because I've worked and schooled in the UK for 10 years. I work here in America. UK, they're still working with the system of pay monthly, right? But here in America, we have companies that pay you every week. We have the ones that pay you every 2 weeks. We have the ones that pay you every month, depending on which company you're working with, or if you're applying with one of these gig works. So the idea is, if you're making £10 per hour, right, and you get to work, the moment you get to work, you're meant to clock in. Fingerprints, you're meant to clock in. If you're meant to work 9 to 5, right, and you get to work at exactly 9:05, that's 5 minutes late. Oh no, that's too much. 9:01, 1 minute late. Guess what? The moment you turn print, you're not getting that £10 per hour anymore. It's gonna be £9 pounds 90 something pence. That is just what it is. So it's simply whatever hours, whatever work you put in, you get the results. That's what it means. So all these people that they just hire people, they just give them a fixed salary, 30,000 naira a month, and you're meant to work 9 to 5, and it's 7 o'clock. Your guy is still insisting you stay because there are plenty customers. All that rubbish is going to stop, simply because the moment you clock out, if you're meant to pay extra, no one is going to talk about it. Automatically, the system recognizes the fact that you've overworked. If it's 5 minutes extra, you'll be paid for that 5 minutes. That's what it means. And that way is just going to create more jobs for people. All those ghost workers will be eradicated. People will get more advantage to work. The competition will be very, very high, and the quality of work people will be doing will be unprecedented. So the guy is coming up with different ideas to just make the country a better place for people. He didn't put all this big English to to show that he went to school. Did you check his credentials? Did you check the school this guy went to? Did you check the VP's credential? We've been overlooking that dude for a while. I looked at this credential at the end of I was like, what the hell? This is a chance we cannot miss. We can never get anyone like this. This is how serious it is. You see, right now, power is taken. No one will give it to you, right? Now, if for any reason, right, they succeed in doing all their dubious characters, right, in making sure this guy doesn't win, you know what they're going to do? They will make sure nobody ever come close to how Obi came close to getting them out of power. No, they will place law. In fact, they might even stop a lot of people from traveling abroad, because what Obi is coming for, we don't need him. He doesn't need us. We need him. We need Obi. He doesn't need us. What he's coming for is to fix the country. They are just coming to get their own piece of cake. So that manifesto is something that's going to change that country for the better. And if we go with that manifesto for the next 2 years, oh my goodness, we'll catch up with every other country with the West African, region. Let me yield back now so someone else can speak.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy, for your take and for being generous also to yield the mic. Mr. Elvis, you've been waiting. I apologize. Please go ahead. Elvis Chi wants to. You have not followed us, but please give us a follow so you can always join the conversation. If you're in the room, please help us get to more people by following this account. I appeal to you. Click on the PeterObi picture, follow us. That way we can reach more and get the message out. Thank you so much for following us. Mr. Elvis, you have the mic.
Thank you very much, Peter. I didn't know I have not been following you, even if I've been listening to your spaces every time. I've done that.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Elvis Chimosu. Of course, I also run a Twitter account called Nigerians for Peace and Justice. I just wanted to make a little bit contribution based on the ideas which are positive. I think the manifesto or the ideas that Obi and Datti has come up with is something that will actually put Nigeria back on the track to tackle our difficulties. It is also a manifestation that he has actually listened to most of us, especially the young people, the youths. If you see, he has also made it very clearly that the youths who have powered these movements, especially those of them from the Eendears, will get their political capital by making sure that that incident is investigated and that we make sure that those who are responsible get justice. I am encouraged by a lot of aspects that he has done. I'm encouraged when it comes to renewable energy, how he will actually open the floodgates for people to come in with mini grids and make sure that we can enhance the industrial potential of Nigeria, because it has to do, the most important thing is to secure Nigeria, which he has said, but then you have to create jobs. But I wanted to speak because of the great oracle when you said about the educational bank. Of course, I think the educational bank is very important. We can no more go ahead without having an educational bank that will sponsor education, just like as we do in everywhere. I think it should be actually be expanded to be included with a PPP, that is a private venture that even the diasporas can even invest in that instead of what we do today. But there is an area I felt he did not go more forward with education. I'm very glad that he made it very clear that those who are public servants and government officials should not send their children again to abroad for education. But I think we should mandate it that actually those who are government officials and elected officials should make sure their children go to public schools. I think it is a nice way we can enhance public education. And not only that, they never mentioned anything about the private universities, which today are money-making machine, especially by the churches. They never also mentioned anything about these mega religious institutions. My brother, I do consultancy for Mandona University. These are people who make billions of naira and they don't give a lot back to the society. We have to look how we have to regulate our churches, mosques, religious organizations who use education today to make money. It is also disturbing that the vice president has a private university and a private hospital. He should look at how we can also donate it back to the government when we elect them. You know why I'm saying this? Because I'm a Labour Party politician. I've sat in the Labour Party parliament in Oslo for lots of years. And Labour Party, we are not just any other party. We have ideology of social democracy, where what do? Is create and share policy. We are not chieftaincy people. We are people who follow free market economy and a strong welfare policies. So this is a beginning. It can get better, but let's be ideologically oriented, where we pursue clean social democratic policies, because social democracy is also like a cult all over the world. We are a part of that social democratic families, and we have a clear way how we practice government policies that will lift up the poor. His gender policy is very good. I expected him to say that we will also have a mandated local government election. My brothers and sisters, without any functional local government, there is no Nigeria, because we will start electing people there. The councillor is also a way of securing Nigeria, because that is where we know everybody. In the local government, you know who is the chairman, who is the criminal, and who has done the road and have not done the road. So there's a lot to be done, but I am so inspired by this document. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us and bringing in your perspective. And I'm glad to have your distinguished presence in our midst, currently serving in Oslo. We see how politics is run here in the US and Europe. And our hope is that Nigeria can begin to benefit from the dividend of democracy. Our people have suffered enough. Enough. Thank you so much, sir, for following us. I look forward to your contributions to these spaces. On Friday, just to make an announcement, we are hosting the Labour Party chairman or UK branch. He would like to come to the PO's Town Square to meet with Obedience. So make a date with us. He'll be here in person to talk about the diaspora perspective on the OB mandate. How can we in diaspora, the UK, the US, Europe, how can we be part of the change that is happening in Nigeria? He's the Labour Party chairman of the UK, and he'll be here at the Town Square on Friday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Please follow this account so you know when that space starts. I like to share DM to let you know. I look forward to you guys coming for questions and contributions. My brother, Mr. Elvis in Oslo, it would be nice to have you with us that day as well to ask him questions and contributions on how we diasporans can contribute to the change that's happening. Inem, I sent you a DM. Peter is better has been waiting. My brother Peter, you have the mic, sir. Peter is better.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Good evening.
Peter, hold on. Before you go on, please, if you're on the speaker session and you'd like to speak, kindly raise up your hand so that we'll know how to take a cue. Peter is better. You can continue, please.
Okay, thank you. I was in the space when the space started. I made some submission and I came into this space again. In short, I love obedience. I love obedience. You guys are doing well. You can see how the great just accepted the legal angle of the manifesto. Very wonderful. I've learned a lot here. So let's keep analyzing these things. It's very good. Whether Obi likes it or not, by telling us that there's a draft copy or not a draft copy, the truth is that the manifesto is wonderful. And the last submission of the last speaker is also very good. Let us not also just begin to praise the document and not looking at the maybe the critique. We need to make a critique of the document. And then one area that Osaro actually raised when we got the document and we analyze it in our group in Benin, obedient. Okay, we still be part of the group now. You are there. Osaro made a very good comment, which I later check, analyze when I was trying to argue with him. But the fact remains that some correction needs to be made on that document, especially the area of typographics. And I think that is one of the reasons, or the major reason, why our principal has said that it's a draft copy. Yes, it's a draft copy. But yes, that being said, it is good that we commend those who are involved in drafting that material. My 7-year-old daughter, who is just in primary 2, can read that document and understand very well without any idea of confusion or ambiguity. I asked the question before. Why is it that? What is the reason, or why is it that Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe is more popular? It's more rare. One of the most readable books compared to all the books written by Professor Wallace Wenka put together. Why? That is to tell you simplicity of words, simplicity of language, and that is the key of this particular obedience manifesto. Concise, not too voluminous, straight to the point. Bullets, just eat the bullet points. That manifesto is a bulletproof manifesto, bomb-proof manifesto. The manifesto is wonderful. It is something we need to appreciate. Like last speaker said, one of the things that is wonderful there is that it's going to eradicate the idea of ghost workers. And Carlo Aja asked a question on Twitter. I said, I call him a very fine financial person. I follow him. I like his analysis. He said Obi did not analyze how he's going to get the money to run all those programs, all those activities he wants to run. It is simple. If you read between the lines, how is he going to raise money? The problem of Nigeria is not the problem of revenue. That's not the problem of spending. The problem of corruption. It is not a problem of policy formulation, but the problem of policy implementation. Now, how? We have a candidate who has character, the forces of credit. Among the 3 candidates, if you're a banker, you want to give any of them facility, who will you give facility? The person that will come to your mind as a banker is PeterObi will give facility. Looking at the 5 C's of credit or the 4 C's, make it either the 4 C's of credit, which Obi always say, which is competence, what would I call it? Capacity, commitment, and character. And to me, character is the most important. Is the key when it comes to the C's of credit. Character is the key. I have a customer in Benin. When I was in banking, wanted to give facility to the customer. And the customer met every other criteria. He has the capital, he has the capacity, he has this, he has that, he has this. But the issue of character became a problem. Even when they have the collateral was there. Well, fine collateral, choice area in Benin, but we couldn't give him that customer the facility because of the issue of character. If you give him facility, he refuses to pay tomorrow, you want to sell the property, who is going to buy? Who have that confidence or that audacity or the mind to buy that property and feel that he will be alive? So that is the reason the customer was qualified. Now we have a candidate with this capacity, everything. Now he has told us that he is going to stop corruption. He is going to stop theft. He is going to reduce the cost of governance. These 3 things alone is enough to raise money to fund those critical areas of the areas he has raised to work on. I'm just telling you the fact. I can give you a simple example if I round up. One, I have a friend who works with TCN, Transmission Company of Nigeria, in Sapele Road, Benin. I was with him one day, and he was showing me a building they were building. He said what they quoted for that building was 1.4 billion. But between you and I, that building with 100 million, we can complete that building and have enough money to ship. That is all. There's a project they wanted to do, a work they wanted to repair, they wanted to do. They got contractors who quote they make big quotations. The cheapest that the contractor brought was 125 million. others were making 200 something million, 300 something million, but the cheapest was 125 million. He told his boss, "Say, come, let's do this thing internally." And I said, "Okay, let them see how to do it." Internally, they brought out their own quotation. They brought out a quotation of 7.5 million. And behold, he said they finished their job. They also had enough money to share among themselves. I can see 1.135 million to 7.5 million. Now let's make this analysis like this. Let's just assume that the money was supposed to be 100 million.
Peter is better. Round up.
I'm rounding up. Let's assume that's going to be 100 million. Then what they used was already 10 million. You can see that 90 million is already there. What are we talking about? That is whooping 90%. So if you're able to reduce corruption, I am telling you, we have enough money to have and do other things and transform the society. The problem we have is guilty of stealing. That's why I'm angry. If you are a Badu or Mikano, or you are someone that is not, you are concerned about your personal interests, you don't want to support this movement so that we can get the contract of the wood because of your selfish interest, and you are part of these people supporting those who are destroying our commonwealth. I use this word for you. God punish you. I yield.
Peter is better. Hey, wow. Anyway, thank you, sir. Thank you for your very detailed, passionate comments. Yeah, so apologies. I think his mic was on. Please, let's manage the comments. Let's be attentive to our sensibilities, temper, passions. I understand this election is passionate. There's no way we can say this is just politics. No, our lives are in the line, so I can relate to the emotions involved. However, because of the listening public, which we have very distinguished people here, let's manage our emotions. So, because of time, we want to quickly do a blitzkrieg. In Second World War, the man they call Hitler, he went through troops in minutes. They call it blitzkrieg. So let's do a blitzkrieg. Quickly, go to your point. If you have a question for the great oracle, please go straight to your question. And if there's more than one, you just take them and respond as well. We are kind of reacting to the draft copy of the manifesto. So take 3 minutes, go straight to your point, so we can bring in more people. Also, follow our account. Just shoot it. You are the next, but you're not following us. What do we do you now? Give us a follow so you can always contribute. You have the mic. Just shoot it. Please give us a follow as well if you're in the room. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting what we are doing here. Just shoot it. Your hands are up. You are next. You have the mic.
All right.
Apologies. Before you go, I want Osaro and Inem to kind of take over in terms of picking the speakers and adding speakers. Inem, if you drop off, I understand your battery is challenging. Osaro will continue. I need to observe from behind. Go ahead, just shoot it. Let me see if you have followed us. You still haven't followed us, even after my speech. Nigeria.
I have.
Nigerians. It's free to follow now. Follow me now.
I have followed
Go ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
I have
Thank you.
followed you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah. So I'll just be straight to the point. I won't take much of your time. It's been an amazing day. You know, I found the documents really early in the morning. I think it's about past 4. So I took my time to read it. I have done that twice, and really, what's we can all go round and round and keep saying it, and you won't say it enough. But one of the beautiful things about the document is that it was written in simple terms that anyone could relate to. And for me, one of the high points is the budget allocation to education and to health. Those two were really key for me. And then also the educational reform I saw there was really powerful. And if implemented, I think it's going to change a lot of things in Nigeria. Then also, a lot of people have argued this since morning about the hourly pay, about shifting wages to hourly pay and stuff. But I think it's a good one, in my opinion. It's going to help curb a lot of, excesses in our workforce. And then I think I'll land finally on the agricultural part of the document, and it gives this feeling that the document was properly planned out. looking at what the man wanted to do with wants to do with agriculture. So it's a good one for everybody. I think it's one of the best manifestos I have read, of all manifestos I've read. I'm not saying that because I'm obedient. I'm saying it because it's everything that was written there have been implemented in countries, and they have worked. And so it's relatable. You're not bringing ideas from one land or from one place. We are seeing ideas that have worked in countries and can work in Nigeria. I'll yield at this point. Thank you. Thank you so much, Just Shot It, for your brief submission. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining us on the space. I'm only seeing one hand up. Please, if you're on the speaker session, you'd like to speak, please kindly raise up your hand so that I'll take a cue. Before we go on with that, I have one question for the great oracle, sir. Is there a way we can pressure INEC, because a lot of people who register this continuous voters registration in June, July, they still don't have their PVC. Whenever they go, they tell them it's not ready. So how do we mount pressure on INEC?
Well, I don't know if we need pressure at this point in time. INEC has promised that by, I think, November 27th, extending to November 30th, the final PVCs will be rolled out. So I think we should hold INEC to its promise. My problem is not even with INEC rolling out the PVC. Is the willingness of Nigerians to go out there and pick their PVC. There is a fundamental problem, I think, an ailment that we have in our country that we'll have to deal with going forward. These were asked to do something, we'll leave it to the dead of the hour before we do it. If you go to Lagos, I just read a news report. 347,000 PVCs are awaiting collection in Lagos. Oh no, 37,000 something are awaiting collection in Lagos. I think somewhere, I can't remember the state, 300,000 PVCs are lying at the INEC offices across that particular state, awaiting collections by Nigerians. Those who registered before the last circle of CVRO should go out. It doesn't take much of an effort for people to pick their PVC. 2023 will be decided by numbers, and it becomes our responsibility as obedient movement, as Labour Party, those who are close around OB, to start pushing on Nigerians to go and pick their PVCs. If you don't have a PVC, you will not vote. If you don't vote, the bad boys will secure political power next year. And these all attitude that we know of Nigerians will be looking up to certain individuals to become their town criers, to become those who put gauntlets on their behalf. Our country is bad. Everybody should course. It's our own course. That fight begins now. Go to the INEC office, pick your PVC. But I'm more particularly worried, like I said, about those Nigerians whose homes were flooded in at least about 7 states in the Northwest, in the Northeast, in the North Central, and almost entirely in the South, and also the Southeast. What will happen to them? What will happen to them if they don't recover their PVCs after the flood water recedes? And that's my primary concern. And if you look at these areas, particularly in the Southeast and South, where homes were flooded, they are, if you like, the strong basis of the OB movement, So the OB's team should be worried. They should put a handle on this particular issue. Perhaps, a message can be sent to INEC that, look, a flood disaster has happened. What will happen to those Nigerians who lost their PVC. Can a new and special arrangement be made between November and December quickly so that people's PVC can be replaced? Because it will be in the interest of the obedient movement that PVCs are replaced in the Southeast Asia currently. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My mind is at rest because there's a subtle way you answered it. So I feel good. I feel good now. I feel good. Thank you so much, sir, for being here on the space. So we'll have Uromi first son. Uromi first son. Go for it. The mic is yours. Am I audible,
Good
please?
evening. Yeah, good evening. Good evening,
Right,
everybody. Good evening, Great Araco, Sarah. Good evening, everybody. Great Araco, I want to thank you for dissecting, dissecting everything you've been doing. Been following for a long time, even when you started, dissecting the 7 agenda, and it's been a great work and a great inspiration for everybody that follows you and how you analyze things. But I still want to say, I looking at this draft, for me, I felt that it touched the common man, and it's something that has been, relatable. Something, it's not about it was not bogus. It wasn't talking about building a skyscraper or something like that. It was all about focusing about daily human life, something that is, relatable. And I also when I look up to the draft, I also, it touched me because it was not talking about just the north. It was not talking about just the east. It was not just talking about the west, but it cut across the south, the Niger Delta. How the document talked about, how to pull about this, illegal bunkering and making sure that they are little employed and tax them. And he talked about also how the how they're going to reward, using the carrot stick, approach, how they're going to reward people who clean up the environment. And at that point, it's something that also affects, being somebody who does business in Bayelsa, and and for a long time now, for about a couple of months since the flood started, the business have been shut down. And even though I'm not staying in Nigeria, when business is shut down, you have to take care of the little people you take care of in Bayelsa. So being somebody from Uromi, what I did, because we didn't have a million, match in Uromi, what we did, and some of the people we had, in WhatsApp group, we had to personally, I printed these kind of banners, and people who were interested would put it in their houses. People who were interested would put it in their houses to identify that this family is obedient, this family is obedient. So when people come to visit you, it send the signal that, okay, this family is, it's a way of, evangelism, a way of telling people that we're here, we're this, we're this. And I also, when the Great Oracle talk about the flood victims, and I was also thinking about that because, as you mentioned, Bayelsa was totally flooded, and I don't think that people who are looking at how they are losing their documents, how they are losing their lives, will be talking about PVCs, except they have it on their wallet when they were moving. So a lot might have been lost in that place, and I don't know if there's a way I can do the magic, but if there's a way we can pressure them, if through WhatsApp, we can do that. By this place, I think I yield my mic. Thank you very much.
Osaro, before you go, let me quickly thank my brother from Eastern Land. My name is Osemigi. I just DM'd you. I'm trying to find folks in Eastern Land for our Save Nigerian Group P2B support group. Please DM me. Let's have a contact on WhatsApp. I need obedience in Eastern Land. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will do that. I'll link you up to our WhatsApp group too.
Awesome. Osaro, go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Inem, are you there, my co-host?
I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right. You take over now. There are a lot of requests. Try if you can bring them up.
Okay, all right.
Before you go, let me quickly acknowledge the presence of Professor Bat, our brother, our Edo brother also is in Europe, a very eloquent, sagacious, articulate troublemaker. Well, God, greet you, sir. Professor Bat, I'm loyal. Thank you, thank you. I think Professor Bat can also go. We have Kingsley up here as well. Professor Bat, go ahead. All right, Inem, you have some. You also requested the mic before I make you a co-host, so you can make your own comments or questions for the Great Oracle or your reactions to the draft copy of the manifesto. Inem, go ahead. Then we can pick.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Steve. Thank you, everyone, my co-host. Thank you. Yes. The Great Oracle, thank you for being on this space. So, you're making many things so clear to us. Professor Bat, I cite you. And my big aunt, Auntie Meg, I cite you. Thank everyone on this space. About the manifesto, it came out, I saw it around 1 a.m. here. I was still awake trying to put schoolwork together. When I saw it, I was like, wow. I couldn't just believe. I was just like, please, I will have to create time and then sit down and then digest whatever is in it. Immediately, I posted on my Twitter handle. I said, see, beware. All these people that are looking for copycat, everything PeterObi is doing, they're copying. Now they're hanging. They're calling them externally displaced people in the US. They're hanging. They don't even have anybody to talk to. Now I tell them, don't copy this one. Don't even try to pick a word from it. And this document is really, anyone that goes through it, even a primary school pupil, will really understand every word in it. It did not bombard anybody with any grammar. And the point that really got my attention was the educational sector. I'm coming from that side, and also for the medical stuff there that was written there. He said many things that if you are going to travel out to treat yourself as a government official, you shouldn't dip your hands into the purse and all of that. And that is excellent. I love that part. I appreciate it. Everything in it, there will be criticism, and there must be, so that it will also do well. He loves it as a person. And I just pray that everything that we have in there, and the work they are Nigerians, say we too, they like a wolf. And we don't even know that if we are disciplined enough, we will have even more than we are having now. If we are disciplined enough, we will have more than we are having now. Our principal brought that out. Look at the draft now, it's shaking everywhere. The thing is just shaking, it's just like bomb. The thing landed like bomb. And they thought he had none. He was just pulling their legs. And I like it. I like it like this. Let me just yield the mic here as I just listen to more contribution and questions and comments on this amazing document called Manifesto. To me, His Excellency PeterObi is a working and is a living manifesto. I watch him every day, and he has really helped me. Since I started, I am very careful. I am very careful of the things I do, because these things, they show up in future, whether we like it or not. Look at now, all of us, we are here burning our data just to speak and then be heard and then contribute our quota for the obedience movement. This is excellent. I've never seen it in my small years here on earth. I've never seen this. And it is really recommendable for us and for every one of us in this time. PeterObi is winning. That's all I know. I don't listen to anybody. Somebody asked me, what's wrong with you? You don't talk about anything. What's the problem? I told the person, there is no problem. I think His Excellency PeterObi has shared across to everybody. Iborima. Do you know what is Iborima? Mr. Steve, do you know?
Thank
Everyone
you,
here, do you know?
Thank
Do you know Iborima? Is juju love medicine. I said the man has said you're cross to obedience. We don't listen to anything. We are just going like that. I mean, I don't care. I don't give a damn. I'm just going like that. If you just talk, I will give you post and go my way. And then it's a good one. Thank you. I yield my mic here.
Thank you, Inem. Inem, you're always very interesting to listen to. I don't know what you're bugging about, but I know what Juju is. Thank you so much. I do have our distinguished Professor Chris Mustafa Wokobia in the house. I wanted him to come up, also give his take on the draft. I happy that he dropped by. Is our big uncle. I thank Great Oracle for also being here. Oga Chris, please, Professor Chris Mustafa, please come up and also share your own view on the draft copy. It's not the final one, but I am excited. I've read it 5 times and I want to read it the 6th time. I've never seen a pact with Nigerians before. And our sagacious, eloquent barrister, Great Oracles, did say it's akin to a covenant. And I think it's something to be excited about. Nigerians are seeing a different kind of leadership. I think that kind of leadership we have never seen before. I am super excited. Let me quickly bring our guy up so that he can give his take on this. Very excited that you granted us the honor to come to PO Town Square. Please, if you're in the room, give us a follow. Follow the account so you can get more of this content. This is open to all Nigerians, particularly those that are of the obedient fold and others that want to join us. Welcome, Prof. I hear you.
Say that I've been reluctant to discuss this draft manifesto for 2 reasons. Yesterday, I did my 3rd personal memo to the campaign council, and I think that was part of what led our principal to or informed the decision to make the release, because yes, we need a manifesto. Yes, there is a draft manifesto, but I think we're too hasty about. There are a lot of things to be done. It's more of a working document, because, like I argued some time ago, the 7-point agenda of Peter PeterObi is what is encapsulated in the document, in the draft document that came to the public space. And I did on 2 different spaces today challenge obedience to return back to the steam and the fire that we had. You know, I think that we got a bit overbordered by the need for a document, because the other people who have nothing with which and for which to campaign were making that an issue. So we got into that kind of, pardon my use of word, into a certain kind of neurosis that got every one of us asking for a manifesto when we already had a 7-point agenda. Now, what we should have, and that's why our dear principal, who has a very listening ear, called it a draft that got into the space. What we should have is a working document. Let us not be too, that's why the other people always think that we're too politically, pardon my use of words, and I'm talking to you as brothers and sisters, we're too excited, too easily taken by events. All our spaces have been about a manifesto draft that our principal has said he hasn't released. We should be pressing their necks on several issues. I don't know why the APC and the PDP, whose principals, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not addressed a live TV interview once since he began this race. He hasn't addressed a live interview once. Atiku has addressed 2 recorded interviews. I don't know why they should be the ones to put us under pressure about issues of our manifesto. I enjoyed the last speaker's position on the fact that Peter PeterObi has become a moving manifesto of sorts. What is a manifesto? Go to the dictionary and see. The 7-point agenda is a manifesto. And then if you look at the draft, you will see that it is the 7-point agenda that they went on to expand upon. Having released that, what we should have is a comprehensive working document. And that's what our boss and our principal is about to put together finally and make public. I think that what we must begin to do, and it is very important because all that the other sides are doing is to distract us. Remember that initially the same Obaseki who said that the obedience are everywhere was the one who said that they'll run out of steam. Let us not give them the impression that we're easily taken by situations. I don't know. I gave an aphorism, and that was what my father told me when I was young, a lot younger. I'm 51 now. He said to me that it's only an idiot, it's only a child who doesn't think very deeply that comes between a conversation between a man who has fathered children and the one that doesn't have a child, and watches the one that doesn't have a child at all accuse the other one of being impotent or infertile. And then instead of naming his children, he decides to engage the other man in a debate. I think that when these people, and that is why if you go to my tweets, I think sometime about 4 or 5 days ago, I raised on 2 occasions, I talked about the 7-point agenda as a manifesto, because what these people are doing now, when our principal releases the full copy, the next thing they will begin to do, like what they did earlier this morning, is to tell us that you have more pages with pictures than, and I don't understand why people who gave us 80 lies in 2014, and they brought another document with 82 lies in 2022 will decide how we prosecute our campaign when we are indeed the ones laying the narrative. So I think that it is a bit premature to exude this, because there's going to be much more comprehensive inputs to that document. I think it's a bit premature for me to, I wouldn't discuss it. I just came here to beg of you, comrades, brothers and sisters, to deal with the fundamental issues of pressing the necks of the other sides. We have enough information to deal with them with. You know, you don't, what am I looking for to face an APC or a PDP person? Atiku's report of corruption is there in the US, and you know how he sneaked into the United States of America. I won't tell you all that details. Soon you begin to find it in the public space. Are we talking about Tinubu, who still draws pension from Lagos State that is almost as rich as? We have a principal who does not draw anything from Anambra State, who saved money when others filtered away the patrimony of their people, who took Anambra State from number 26 on the education ladder to number 1, who, whilst he was governor of the state, Anambra State was the safest for 5 years. What are we talking about? A man who saved money, over 78 billion, with which his successor built an airport. What are we talking about? I don't think that the distraction that we allow the other side, that's why we have a certain kind of euphoria that the document came out. I'm not killing your joy. A more comprehensive document will come out. When it comes out, I will discuss that. But at this point, we must continue to push our campaign, because the next lie that will occupy the public space, and I'm telling you, comrades and compatriots, they will tell us how they have perfected plans to rig, that we're just wasting time. And then we'll now sit down and start discussing it again. The truth is that 2023 election cannot be rigged, because nobody's seen the monumental, so that's why they're trying to dispute, to make us kill our energies. Please, compatriots, I think that we should take the message of PeterObi as the best candidate, as a mobile manifesto, a man who, since I joined this movement, PeterObi has spoken live in Nigeria and in the diaspora about 53 times. 53 times. Atiku has only granted 2 recorded interviews. Tinubu, you know his consistent folk power, and you know that he hasn't granted any live interview. to any Nigerian media or international media. PeterObi has been on BBC, on CNN, on local and terrestrial media, on radios. So what is this euphoria about? Permit me, I hope I'm not, I am not carved.
No, go
Yes,
ahead.
please
Go
permit
ahead,
me,
Prof.
because I need to see the fire. I need to see the fire. I need to see the fire that the obedience are known for. Not, we will discuss the full manifesto when our principal releases it. In the interim, let us continue to do what we're doing on and off the social media. I've looked through most of our trends today, and it does look like they are achieving the distraction. You know, they throw up an issue. We're now becoming more reactive than proactive. And that's what they're looking for. You don't know how criminal-minded these people on the other side are. Tomorrow now they'll tell us, okay, you people were, after all, the manifesto they were talking about didn't come out. And then we start saying, defending it. Come on, come on. We have a principal who is the best of the lot. We're not saying he's a saint. We're not saying he's infallible. We're saying that we have a man who is the most competent and who has the best capacity of the leading candidates. And that's why we're proudly working with, supporting, and calling out Nigerians to take back their country. That's what is important for us. Let's continue to push that narrative. And when our principal comes out to say, hey, this is my final working document, because I have also in that memo asked and begged that we call it the working document, the Pact with Nigeria, our working document. Because a 7-point agenda, go to any dictionary, is a manifesto. In 2007, when Umaru Yar'Adua ran for president, what he had was a 7-point agenda, and that was his manifesto. Let us not allow the APC in their mischief. Don't forget that I was on that side I anchored their propaganda machinery in 2014, 2015. That's why I'm sounding like this. I know how they can get under your skin and distract you. We did that to Jonathan. Instead of pushing out his narrative, most Nigerians did not know that Jonathan built 157 Ahmad schools. Most Nigerians did not know that Jonathan flushed out Boko Haram from all the 17 local governments that they were in control of before the election. Because what we did was to distract him and his team, and they were dealing with issues that otherwise would not win them the election. How many people are going to read this working document when it comes out? They want to know that Peter is the best, and they want to know what Peter has done. We must go back to the field and face our campaigns, brothers and sisters. Press their necks with information, superior information. You know, the manifesto and working documents are for intellectuals like you and I. Let us face the campaign. Let us not allow these people to distract us. Because every week they will look for how to get under our skin, and then we get on the spaces all morning. All we have been doing from one space to the other is talk about the document that our principal has said is not the final work. So how much of great success have we done? Please, comrades, please, compatriots, let's deal with fundamental issues as to how we can take the campaign to the grassroots. Let's deal with fundamental issues as to how we can win more obedience. Let's use our Twitter handle, our Facebook handle, our status on WhatsApp and everywhere to continue to preach about PeterObi as the best, to continue to highlight the beautiful things he has done. Across this country, particularly in the north, there are still some people who are saying that PeterObi sent away northerners from Anambra State. That is not true. These are some of the issues we should begin to talk about, because they won't be captured in the working document or the manifesto when it finally comes out. We have to continue to remind Nigerians that this is the only governor that we know on record who's not drawing pension from. Use our status, use our Facebook, use our Twitter. We're in a war situation. You know, guys, this is not a joke. The other side are badder than we are. Go and see what they are doing. They are looking for how to get us distracted. because they know that the obedient movement is a wildfire. And so only that fire can contain and curtail itself. So they're looking for how to make us reduce or lose steam. Please, compatriots, I won't take so much of your time. I tried to resist the urge of having to get to do this again today. But why won't I do that? We're all brothers and sisters on a journey, on a path to taking back our country. And the best way to do that is to be truthful to ourselves. The Holy Book says, open rebuke is better than secret love. The time for us to begin to put ourselves back to line and face the fundamental issues, because what we have before us is a ballot-based people's revolution. That's what we have before us, and it's going to come surely and certainly. But we must do our part in getting PeterObi to become president. We must help him, and we must help our country, because our lives depend on what we do with this race. None of the other candidates can fix a Nigeria that is broke. None of the other candidates can fix a Nigeria that will have monstrous food shortage. Don't forget that across 31 states, the flood had cleared the farmlands. So we're definitely going to have food shortage from December up to that election period. The only person who can manage a country in trouble like this is Peter Gregory Obi. And that is why we must stand with him and face the fundamentals. When the final manifesto comes out, I will join you for 3, 4, 5 hours to discuss it. I yield my mic.
Thank you, my senior comrade. Let me mute the mic. Okay, thank you, sir. I think the mic is on.
So who is speaking? Hold on. Who is speaking? It's one after the other.
Yeah, I think there was a mic on, Sarah. One second.
Yeah, I think If you are called, you'll be allowed to speak. Thank you so much, Professor, for that resounding words. And in the light of your words, we are not toning it down. We'll keep pressing their neck. I just shared something on the Jumbotron, guys. Please go check it out. It's the Obi Datti Car Rally. It's going to start November 19th, 26th, and on the 3rd of December, across the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT Abuja. So, guys, go to the there's a website there. Once you go to the Obi Datti Car Rally website, you can donate, you can register. Just do what you can do for this movement. We are going to press their neck. It's going to be an election and a campaign that has never in our history, been seen before. We are teaching them the new style. Since PeterObi came into the fray to contest this election, have you seen any politician going to fry akara? Have you seen anyone going to plait hair in the saloon? Have you seen anyone go to any school to eat rice, eba, and dodo with any pupil? You can see this mature politics. PeterObi leads, other follows. Let me give it to my host and my co-host to take over. Thank you so much, Professor Chris. I hope Professor Chris is following us, Mr. Steve.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Prof. There's a reason why I wanted you to come up, and I thank you for kind of gracing this invitation, because also we don't know it all. My idea for, I think there's an echo. You will speak, sir. After I finish, I'll mute myself. I think there's an echo once yours is unmuted. So I wanted to thank you for kind of resetting the room and kind of putting us in the right track. I absolutely wanted to talk about this before I slept yesterday in New York. The whole thing had dropped. I read it 5 times. I slept. I dreamt about it. I woke up this morning and saw the tweet. So my question was, okay, we have a draft. Can we use that to create anticipation for the final? That was the idea of talking about, okay, the draft is here. I think it's also a way to press the neck. Again, we may disagree on that, but we have definitely occupied our Twitter spaces and everywhere else. Our positions are running to hide. Atiku is in America. Nobody wants to see him. He's basically going after officials. Nigerians are not there. Obi went from Harvard to Columbia to different places. We were thousands of us gathered in Midtown Manhattan at the Hilton to welcome him in New York. He was in DC. Everywhere he went, Nigerians were flocking after Obi. But today we have the Mikano boys in America. Nobody wants to see them. We are pressing their necks. We are winning this battle on and offline. So, but the idea was now we have a draft. We are waiting for the final, but this is an anticipation. That was the idea. However, I will definitely modify the title to kind of create a topic that is away from this distraction. You are right. It can be a distraction, and I do take that correction, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you.
All right, guys, we have our distinguished Professor Chris in the house. Professor Bat, my brother from Germany, are you available now? You've been on the speaker session. I wanted to hear your comments or whatever you want to contribute to the house. I want to welcome everyone to the PO Town Square. My name is Stephen, hosting live from New York City. I appreciate your support for the PO Town Square space. On Friday, we have a distinguished guest. The Labour Party chairman for the UK is coming to the PO Town Square, and we'll be hosting him to hear what the diaspora has to offer in terms of garnering support for the change that is coming to Nigeria. So make a date with us, 6 p.m. Nigerian time on Friday. The Labour Party chairman for the UK will be at the PO Town Square. I just want you to know that. If you're in the room, you have not followed this account, please go ahead and follow us. And also Save Nigerian Group USA PO support. We are definitely doing grassroots work. If you'd like to be part of that support group for the campaign, DM me as well. I absolutely want to make sure we have all the grassroots support we need to get the message to the villages. We must tell people what Obi is saying. We must translate it in their languages. We must also make sure that our parents and friends know what Obi is saying. In the cities, we have been able to penetrate, but we need to do more work in the rural areas. There's so much need for materials. So join a support group and also support in terms of procuring materials and get the message across. Let's quickly, Professor Bat is unavailable at the moment. So I think network is basically bringing people off the speaker section. Pretty SJ is a lady. Always want to give our ladies opportunity to speak at these spaces, because at the end of the day, it is ladies that go to vote. I hope you're a lady. Pretty SJ, are you a lady? Hello, Pretty SJ, are you there? Hello, Sarah, am I audible?
You are audible.
Okay, I was trying to reach Pretty SJ, who is on the mic. If you want to speak, please request the mic, of course. If you have questions or comments regarding what we've said so far, you can also, but we are not going to be talking about the documents going forward. We've actually lashed it a little bit. We are anticipating the actual one. The draft one is what we had, but our principal has said, wait until I release the new one. So we have to obey. We are obedient, right? So let us obey. Sarah Abi?
Yes, I think we should topic now to be that rally now, so that since tomorrow, I think in let me say in an hour and 11 minutes time, we'll be entering November. So I think we should change the topic to be that
I know your car rally is already on Jumbotron, but that's not going to be the topic. Thank you so much. Let's get more folks coming. The idea of the PO Town Square is to talk about what's happening where you are regarding the obedient movement. Osaro just mentioned the Obi Datti car rally, which is something he has shared on the Jumbotron. Tell us what you are doing to engage the rural areas, the grassroots. What is happening in the movement where you are? This is the town square for that. Let us ideas on how to reach out. Someone shared today about using radios in the north. My challenge with radio is that you need to do it consistently. We definitely are lacking funding on that front. If you have ideas on how best to reach, a very brilliant idea is to get paint and artists that can paint the logo, Labour Party logo, on people's walls in the villages using paint. That way they cannot tear the sticker, they cannot remove it. You can have people to volunteer their building. You paint the Labour Party logo, Obi Datti. I think that's very powerful in the rural areas. So there are many things we can do. So this is an open space for obedience. We're just going to name it Matters Arising, What's Going On, and you can have 3 minutes. I think, Inem, who is going to be the next speaker?
Me, please, me.
All right, okay, Pretty SJ is here finally. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Go ahead.
No, I don't have any comments, and I just wanted to add me to the WhatsApp group.
Okay, go ahead and send me a message. Follow this account. Send me a message. Tell me what state you are, and we'll add you to the WhatsApp group for Save Nigerian Group USA PO support. Absolutely welcome. Thank you for doing that. We want people that are obedient that can work with us. We are getting materials across. So go ahead and send me a message, and I'll add you to the WhatsApp group.
This PeterObi, right?
Of course, this is the one we are voting for. PeterObi now. PeterObi or nothing.
Yes, so yes,
Yes,
so.
so thank you.
Yeah, so you said I should send you a message on.
I will send you a message. Don't worry. I will send you a message.
Send me. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
everyone. We have our distinguished elder brother here, our senior comrade, Professor Chris. He can answer questions regarding the movement, and I will recommend you guys come up, tell us what's happening in your area. If you want to talk about the U.S. visit of Atiku and his team, you are welcome. I live in New York. It's embarrassing to tell you how that movement is going. So if you want to press their neck, the Mikano team, come up, come and press their neck. Yeah, welcome. So Inem, I'd like you to bring up speakers and then assign who's speaking. I think Professor Bat is unavailable, so I'll bring him down for now.
Okay.
Let's add a new speaker.
Okay. People are not requesting for the mic.
Just wait. I'm just adding new speakers. My dear Inem, my wonderful apprentice co-host. Thank you so much. When we add them up, if you're on the speaker session, raise your hand so Inem can call you up. I see the first person to raise their hands is Living Witness. Living Witness, welcome. Thank you for following us. You have the mic.
Thank you so much. My name is actually Stanley.
Hi Stanley, I'm Steven by name. Steven and Stanley are close.
Okay, I'm PeterObi's living witness. Yes. Okay, I actually live in London. Actually, I'm not in Nigeria at the moment. But
Stanley, one second before you continue.
Okay.
My sister that requested a WhatsApp group membership. We went to your page. You have no tweet about PeterObi. You have not done any work on your Twitter page about PeterObi. There is no reason why we should be adding you to WhatsApp group. So for the next 1 week or two, campaign for PeterObi. After 2 weeks, then if I see that you're obedient on your Twitter page for full 2 weeks, then you are qualified to join our WhatsApp group, because we need real obedience. We don't need people that are not obedient. You have to be obedient online, offline, everywhere before you can join our group. Thank you so much. So you won't be joining. Go ahead, Stanley.
Hello. I'm actually new here, so.
Okay. Welcome, man.
I don't really have followers and all that. You get,
okay.
But
all right. You have some time now to be active. Hello, pretty SJ. I hear you. Take 1 week or two to practice campaigning online for Obi. Then we'll come back to getting you involved. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, it is not no malicious intent. We just want to make sure obedience are people we are picking. No malicious intent. Thank you so much. Stanley, you were saying something.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty SJ, you don't really need to have much followers before you can preach the obedient gospel. You can retweet anything about Obi, even if you have just 1 follower or 0 follower. Okay, so that's how it works. Thank you.
All right, can I continue now?
Yes, Stanley, my big apologies for interjection, but
it's all right. It's okay. So, first of all, I want to thank all of you for what you are doing. In fact, it's amazing. In my office, first of all, I just started a new job today, and it's amazing. And I'm so excited. So where I used to work, we normally talk about Nigerian politics and what have you. So when I left, one of the questions they always ask me, please keep us updated on how the campaign is going for PeterObi. You can't imagine, everybody in London is interested to know how it's going. And it's quite amazing, many of you, I don't want to mention names, I'm over, as in, I don't know how to, sometimes I say, I wish I'm in Nigeria at this point, because I know I will go extra mile to preach this word to everybody I can talk to. You guys are doing amazing, and we are also supporting the way we can. Since we are not there physically, we do our own in our own way. I also went for the rally in London, the Trafalgar Square rally on the 1st of October. We went to the Nigerian embassy in London. I don't know if you saw the videos around. Yeah. So I'm so happy.
Yes, we saw the videos. Also, we did something in New York. My same Nigerian group did a big rally on October 1st, same day. So excited for what you guys did too. Thank you so much.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So thank you so much. I just want to encourage you guys. It won't come so easy. Even the blind knows that Obi is the best, but we need to, because we are fighting two great grandfathers in this politics, and their own is somehow dirty. So as we are fighting, we have to keep ourselves clean, not to dirty ourselves with their stains and all of that. So that apart, thank you so much, guys. Secondly, concerning Atiku's visit in the USA, it's laughable, because I won't say much, but I just a little. From my knowledge of law, I will say the first time he went there, that was, I think it should be around 2019 or thereabout. He went with that was Saraki when he was the Senate. Is it Senate president, or I don't know, whichever one. But I knew he went there with his immunity and went as his aide or what have you. Now this time I think he went with Tambuwal's governorship immunity or whatever they have, and as Tambuwal's aide as well. So it's no news. So there is no way, even the way they are moving around, you will know that this is not an official, like a recognized United States thing. It's just a background walking about the corridor and all those things, So you just disregard that. You don't even need to bother yourself. So I like what Prof said. I always like listening to him, especially when he's on Arise or anywhere. I just followed him today. I never saw him on Twitter. So I like listening to him because, just his voice alone will give you a lot of hope, a lot of ginger, to move on. Like, today it was all about, whether the manifesto is out or not. And what we just need is to, continue doing our thing. Everybody knows that the man has something to offer. I was in Anambra when he was the governor, and it was amazing. It was, everything changed within a twinkle of an eye. It's not something that even the blind saw everything happening. I don't even know which one I should mention because it was a lot. Just like some people will say, but he will let him show us the roads, the blah, blah, blah. I will be like, all these people asking these questions, you've not been to Anambra State before. And not just being there, because sometimes you don't, the things he did, most of them are not things you can even see with your eyes. These are, intangible. Like in my house, my dad normally buys television, things you can see and touch, the decorations. And why my mom does the things like paying school fees, paying house rent, things you can't see. So when you come to the house, you'll be like, oh, your dad did this and did that. Your mom is doing nothing. But she actually does the highest part of it. But because it's not something you can touch or something, you feel like, oh, he did nothing. But those of us who know, we know he did a lot. And his legacy still stands there in Anambra till today. So it's not even, I don't even know. So because when some of these people come and say, hey, let him show us one thing he did, I will be like, are these people okay? Some people will say, he's just going to visit flawed people because he just wants to. No, this is who he is. Someone that told you that he came to church and someone came to where he sits as a sitting governor and was telling him, God won't answer your prayer because my this and this. And he visited the woman. You know, things like this, it's not normal for normal Nigerian politicians. You know, this person is not, for me, Obi is not a politician. If you ask me, I would say he's an activist. Because, but you know, because he's in politics, we have to call it, just like Sanusi said, that the fact that he's not in politics is not the reason why someone who is a leader, maybe a governor or a president, should insult him. Because if he wanted to be in that position, he will, but he just don't want to. But it's high time we started getting involved in all these political things. Because when we, like in the church now, for instance, the Catholic Church, they will tell you that the priests cannot get involved in politics, they can't make, you know, but this is time for us. Everybody needs to get involved. The bishops, the priests, the pastors, everybody, because this is for our survival, you know, because if we get it wrong this 2023, I don't know what will happen, because it will be worse. Buhari will miss Buhari. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure. So that's it. I just want to say thank you to all of you, and keep the ball rolling. I will yield the mic now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. My host, are you there? Name, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Professor Bat.
After
Professor Bat.
we'll take Naomi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
there?
sorry? Do you mention my name?
Oh, okay.
Yes, Professor
Okay,
Bat.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
right here. Okay, thank you very much. I'm Bert. Where's my friend? Is he hiding? Dr. Stephen? No, it's not. Stephen, are you there? Oh, maybe it's not. Anyway, so okay. You guys have been doing great work. The co-host Steve and see Meg. And Meg was in the other space before when you have over 1,000 people. And that was phenomenal. And then Professor Chris also was in that group before, and I was there. I spoke a little bit later. I finished and I'm here. So my goal is just to inspire. My goal is to give my widow's mind little contribution, not so much, because I'm not like Tinubu stole Nigerian money. No, all right? So that's what we want. So what I want to say right here, the topic has been changed, right? Because a manifesto, like PeterObi sent a Twitter and said that he has not really officially made his manifesto, that we should kind of, abandon about that. But come on, we're on fire. We're not gonna abandon what is linked out or whatever, whether it's a strategy or whatever, no problem. But the point is this, folks, look, we are doing great work. I don't know whether Steve is there, or maybe Amy will kind of deputize. What is, who can tell me the house? The O for, I don't know.
Who can tell you what?
Who can tell me the OB, the name that begin with O and B, that change America, that inspire youth? Guess the president.
Barack Obama?
Absolutely. Barack Obama? I owe you a shuya when I'm in Nigeria.
That's my guy.
Barack Obama.
Okay.
Barack Obama.
Okay. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. I think maybe I will try to invite you for shuya. Your spouse,
no
if you're married.
No problem.
And if you have children, you can invite your children. You can do a little party. Oh, I love that. Look, Barack Obama. And who can tell me how to spell Obi?
O-B-I.
Okay. Do you see Obi there?
Yes, I thought about it. I thought what you just said. Obama. Let me tell you something. I'm not joking right now. I thought about it during the week. I said, Obama, O-B and O-B. To God Almighty, I crossed my heart. The thing came to me. I'm like, oh my God.
That means are you calling me a prophet?
Maybe not. Maybe.
Okay. I hate this guy. I hate this girl now. Oh my God.
Oh no. Maybe yeah, you're a prophet. You're a prophet.
Anyway. No, really. Sometimes I interpret dreams and minds and all of that. And also, I'm a speaker.
Okay, you're a prophet. I give it to you. You're a prophet.
I'm a motivational speaker. I've been doing that for years and inspired both white. Majority of my clients are white and all that. So I love what I do. So look, Obi is for a reason. It's divine. It's divine. And you see his actions when he was a governor and his passion, everything is divine. So the point is this. The inspiration this guy called Obi has brought to Nigeria is phenomenal. It's next to none. Look, it has never happened. And that is what keeps me. Today I've been in space for over 6 hours. I kind of changed my plans and all that. I love doing that because people will say, donate. They talk about money. The truth of the matter, why I mentioned those two guys, Obi. Has Obi giving you, yes, talking, one naira? 0. Is that right? How much did Barack Obama give Americans? 0. Money. We're talking about money. So it's about time we think about people. That is what changed the nation. That's one of my points. See, the inspiration you see for Amy, you see for Stephen, you see for Osaro. I guess he's from Edo, I guess. That name looks like Edo guy. All right.
He's Edo, he's my brother. He's from Edo State.
Okay, I'm not wrong. So all the Edos, all the Yorubas, all the Hausas, all the Fulanis, we are all brothers, Yorubas and the Shakiri, the Jero, we are all united. I used to say, this is United States of Nigeria. That is where we are going to begin, PeterObi origin. United States of Nigeria, right? That's where we're going because Obi came with big excitement. And it gets me, even in Europe here, people went to the beach and start doing, creating this monument and sign of Obi beach. I mean, a Barack Obama picture in the beach. And these guys can't vote in America. And that's where you see it right here. You can see it right here. It's like Dr. Steve, Dr. Jeffrey, a white. I don't like to call him white. Sometimes we fight about that jokingly, but it's not a white guy. It's a Caucasian. He doesn't like that word. Anyway, so I don't like black and white. That's bullshit for me. We are all God's creatures, right? Anyway, so this guy, Dr. Jeff, is joining the campaign for us now. He says he's supposed to be, and he has been doing space, and he's a retired guy, and he's phenomenal. And many Caucasians supporting Obi. This is a powerful movement, folks. They like the enlightenment, because change will happen only one person. Get that? And if you are here, and you support that old man who's supposed to be in the prison yard, whether you are there for his money briefly, I don't care. But you need to get your PVC and register for Obi. And if you're right here, and you are going for that another old man called Atiku, who's supposed to be in the prison, guy, look, today, write it down and put it on your wall. Say, I'm obedient today. Because if you don't join this movement, I don't know any truck, any wagon, any train, any flight you can get. Look, for me, I have my ticket already. I bought my flight, I joined the Obi's plane, and I've been enjoying go to many countries, and I've made so many friends, and it's just phenomenal. And I'm here to empower people, apart from financial contribution. Like for me, money is not the money is very low. For me, it's inspiration. That's why I mentioned Obi and Obama. They gave inspiration, hope for Nigeria. And that's why we're going to take back Nigeria. I round up with it. PeterObi is equals to change of mindset. Write it down. Because PeterObi has changed many minds. Imagine when he becomes a president. That's phenomenal. That will excite you. That will blow your mind. That's what me here living in Western World for decades. When I hear this man, I say, wow, this is the guy I've been waiting for. Come on, folks. Don't allow this movement, the train to leave you without you get your ticket and enter the train where we are. You'll beat it around the world. Right. That's why I join many space. When I'm the article guys, I join, I discuss with them, I throw my speech, I try to throw whatever. When I say church, I talk. When I say mosque, I talk. When it's Fulani, I talk. When I also I talk, we are all one Nigeria. That's why it's called United States of Nigeria. So Obi is the guy. Look, Atiku went to the north. He said, don't vote for Igbo, don't vote for Yoruba. He's a divider. He's a criminal. If I see him face to face, I'm not afraid. Trust me, I fear nobody. I only fear God and the Lord Jesus Christ. None else. I will tell Atiku face to face that you steal my money. I will tell Tinubu, you steal my money. That is the truth. Okay. So Obi for my change of mindset. And Obi is the Western idea brought into government and into people's life in Nigeria. And we say it again and again. When Obi become a president, when the revival things is going on like a big wave across Nigeria, is gonna go, guess what? It's gonna go through all Africa. You will see revolution all Africa. You will see revolution all black nations in the world, or chocolate skin in the world. So that's what Obi stands for, right? So you will see how many, look, I go to Brazil quickly. You see Brazil, over 100 million people went to vote. Jeez, these guys are on fire. What about we Nigerians? So you're going to go to your church on Monday, or when you have Bible study, revival hour, whatever time you have, you're going to start preaching and wear the t-shirt of Obi and start giving fire to church member. Do that in a mosque. Do that in everywhere. And you're going to do that with team. We used to say those the women who evangelize unbelievers. You say we go 2 by 2. Don't go alone, go by 2. Let the sisters join you. They become 4, 5, 6, 10. Go in group and go like that massively. So the Brazilian went, they elected Lula Silva. And Lula da Silva was in prison just not quite long. Okay, he was cleared and became president. That's a revolution, right? And then the guy, if you look at his history, he was just a labor leader. Time with Femi, right? So we need to do that. Look, first citizenship duty is equal to voting. We need to underline that and tell all Nigerians. Your first duty is to vote, is to select your leader, and is to you employ them. Oh, geez, I said it the other day when PeterObi went to the flood areas and people were running on the floor, like about 3 or 4 people, they threw on the floor trying to greet and like respect. That's bullshit. We don't do that in Western world. And Obi didn't like that. But he wouldn't do, he would know, he said, no, these people, they are still in the cage. Well, when I become president, I will take them out of the cage. I think he was thinking that in his mind, right? So that's the point. So we employ them and we will monitor them. The manifesto is unbelievable. Quickly as a random, Atiku and PDP. Jeez, people should educate me. What is that guy doing in America? You know what he's doing? Because he said, PeterObi went there, so let me go to, maybe when it could work for me. If you are just doing guessing work, taking photos. Anyway, I don't want to waste my time on that trash. It's trash, the visit. It's just trash. It means nothing. It's useless. All right. Maybe he's afraid that if PeterObi becomes a president, maybe some of these guys will be in jail, maybe 4 or 5 years down the road. Because it happened here in the Western world. When criminals steal government funds, it's a high crime here. Whether you are a president, you are a governor, I'm sorry, the law is equal for everybody. And that's where we are going in Nigeria, folks. So be excited about that. So I round up with that, bro, guys. If you have never followed me, follow me. I'm the guy. I'm the guy living here in the Western world for decades now. I'm changing lives. Most are the white people, but right now I'm changing my slate, right? I'm focusing on my origin, the black folks, the chocolate skin. We are proud of our food. We are proud of who we are. We are proud that we are Nigerian after Obi, not now. I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie to you. People ask me, where are you from? Because your accent, blah, blah. I'm ashamed to say I'm a Nigerian. Because most Nigerians, they have destroyed that passport globally. So a lot of work got to be done, folks. So follow me, follow Amy, follow Meg, follow those guys I'll be Pioneer and all the many names I can't mention right now. And share post, very important, because PeterObi won election by just little act. Sharing post, following post. Most Nigerians, we don't know how to do that on Twitter. Elmas now is now the owner, $44 billion US, he bought Twitter. Now we are free to do many things and blah, blah, many things will come up later as you see. So share post, like post, share it to your friends, share it to church members. And these are the things we can do. Even sometimes you can't go physically, you can use Twitter to win that person. Just send the video you see on Twitter, share it to people. What happened? You capture that person. You send a manifesto on Twitter, forward it to Atiku guys, what happened? You capture that person. So it's not really physically being there. There are many ways. We'll be talking about that in next weeks on how to capture people. And it works like crazy. It works in America, it works in Brazil, it's going to work in the United States of Nigeria. Thank you very much. Give my mic for now.
Oh, thank you, Professor Bat. Thank you. We call on who is next now? Naomi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I don't really have much to say, but I just want to appreciate the two professors. Oh my God, they're a role model for us. We can have more of them. So I just love them. I love both of them, their inspiration, the way they talk, and everything, their motivation. I just love them. I just want to thank them. We need more of these professors because I was in a space yesterday. Was it Osarono and my sister Meg knows about it? And one guy just came and was just kind of just blabbing, and I was really, really down. But after hearing the two profs spoke, I mean, it's amazing. I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Professor. I just want to thank you. Thank you for the good job. Thank you. God bless you guys. Love you guys. That's all I want to say. Love you guys. Love you.
Love you too. Love you so much. We're taking next now. Ayodeji. Let's have Ayodeji. Then after Ayodeji, we pass the mic to Chinyere. So take notes. The next two queue, Ayodeji and Chinyere. So Ayodeji, you got 3 minutes. Go for it, bro.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thanks the host. Thank the two co-hosts in the house. I really do not have much to say anyway, because the two prof that are in the house, they've actually spoken my mind. In fact, Professor Christ, I really love the way you analyze the matter, because I've been seeing how people are actually dragging the draft that was released in the morning. So I really do not have my way to have actually corrected them. Okay, but seeing that you have actually stepped in now to correct us now is actually a very great thing that you have done for us. And the other prof that actually, that just finished speaking now, you have also done a great thing for us. Now, I actually have to ask a question. Maybe this question will go to Prof. Christ. All right. So my question is that I was reading in the afternoon where the governor in Ondo State, forgotten his name now, where he was saying that there is no obedience in Ondo State. Okay. I know he's actually playing a mind game anyway, but we also need to tell ourselves the truth, because if we look at Ondo State, Ekiti State, we don't have candidates there, even in the House of Assembly, in the National Assembly, we don't have candidates in those states. So what are we doing in order for us to drag our message into those states that we don't have representative? When it comes to the election, when you have a representative actually, bring the message to the grassroots. So what are we doing to that? Okay. Another question I want to ask is that before now, we have known every Saturday as an obedient rally Saturday, but for a few weeks now, the thing has died down. So the fire is going down gradually anyway. That is just the truth. So I think we need to be coming up with a strategy, with a lot of things that can actually make the fire to go to keep on burning again. All right. So that is it. I think maybe Professor Chris might want to say something about that. Okay. Lastly, I want to talk about the youth leader, and I saw in the PCC document that was released that we have head of support group. What are their program? By now, they should be drafting the program that is going to cut across all the 177 local governments, the program that is going to have a touch in 180,000 polling units. we need those grassroots. We actually need to check those grassroots. Even though we may not have a representative in a particular local government or in a particular polling unit, but that does not mean that our name, PeterObi, must be, our name must be heard in those particular, in those locations. So what are we doing? What are the strategy that needs to be that need to be brought on the table so that every one of us, all the obedient, will run along with those strategies? So thank you.
All right. Prof. Chris, are you still there?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
All right.
Hello, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I said he asked the question.
No, I didn't get the question.
All right. He said did you just ask the question?
Okay, my question is that. Sorry, can I go on?
Go on, I'm listening.
Okay. The echo is coming back.
From my end?
Maybe from the.
All right, can you guys hear me now? I guess someone's mic was on, so there was echo. Okay, he asked a question that in the PCC list that he saw some support.
If you are using please, if you are using an earphone, please remove it. Thank you.
Okay, let me just answer one of his questions. I think that's the only one I can answer. The one he said after the every Saturday or every weekend used to be the rally of obedience in every state. We have done rallies, and I think that is quite good. We have shifted our focus now to grassroots mobilization. We are entering into the grassroots. You know, it's not just rally. But now everybody is hitting the grassroots, penetrating the interior villages and communities, you know, via word-to-word movement. So that's what we have been doing. But we are about to also bring back some rallies so that people will know that we are not running out of steam. And if you check the Jumbotron, have you checked it? You see that there's a post I put up there, Obi Datti Car Rally. And I mentioned earlier that it's going to start November 19, 26, and on the 3rd of December. So all states are going to participate in it, and including the FCT, that is Abuja. So rally is going to come back, but this time it's going to be on convoy. You bring your car. Even if you don't have a car, you can register on the website because it has two options. Do you have a car or you do not have a car? So they'll make provision. Just register on the website so that we'll know the numbers of cars, you know, that will be coming out on that day. You know, this is a car, and we need to make special arrangement so that we'll get enough traffic warders to help us control traffic, you know. So we are not running out of steam. I must tell you that we are just doing some plans. Not everything will come up to space to say. You get, you know, we attend to meetings virtually, maybe sometimes on WhatsApp, sometimes on Google Meet. That's where we meet and make plans and arrangement. You know, ever since we've been making this car rally plan, it's just like the last 2-3 weeks we came on space and discussed about it. But we have been making rigorous plan on WhatsApp and Google Meet. You know, but now it's about to materialize, and then we are to inform the people that this is what we have planned and this is what we're going to do. So we are not running out of steam, brother. And I hope Professor Chris come back to the space to join us and give you an answer to the other two questions you asked earlier. So Inem, take it over from here. I think Chinye.
Yes, Chinyere, please, you have the mic now. Thank you.
Thank you, the hosts, the co-hosts. Thank you, Professor Bat and Professor Chris. I want to speak about the grassroots movement of Obi Datti, because currently I live in Rivers State. In my vicinity, the movement is very, very poor and it's very, very low. The mobilization, everybody in the market is talking about PeterObi, but ask them, do you know the logo of the party he belongs to? Nobody knows. So to me, I really want us to start with this sensitization of the market women. They are the most important people, the most important tool. Some few days back, in my community, I'm from Imo State too. So I taught within Imo, Uguta local government and Onelga in Rivers State within few days. So in my movement, I realized that most of the times these PDP people, they know how to manipulate our women. They know how to manipulate our youth. Because when you come out and give a youth of 2,500 naira was shared, and they call themselves Uju Angels. Sorry that I'm mentioning the name of a politician. They call themselves PDP Angels. But at the end of the day, we need to have support groups, not the ones that will only be active online and not active offline. So that is just my own concern. Thank you, everybody. I yield the mic for now.
Chineye, where are you speaking from?
Rivers State, Omok.
Okay.
Ogbede Mandani local government.
Thank you very much.
Another place is Uguta local government in Imo State, my own community where I come from. So it is a staunch and a strong PDP stronghold.
All right. Do me a favor, mute your mic. Yeah, thank you very much for what you said. I just followed you back, and I'm sending you a message as well. I see you requested the WhatsApp stuff. We are definitely setting up our support group on the ground, and I would like you to join us, because when you say there's no presence where I am, I usually say you be the presence. When you say there's no obedience in my place, how about you? And I thank you for being one of the obedience that are raising their hand to be part of what we're doing. Our support group is going to reach out to you and add you so that we can get you the materials you need to mobilize your neighborhood. I know materials have always been the request. We'll do the best we can. Our support group is working on the ground as well in Rivers State. I lived in Port Harcourt before I moved to US. So Port Harcourt, Rivers State is my second home after Edo State. So I would definitely work with you. I saw your DM. Thank you so much. NM, who is next? NM, I think Moses is off. Who's next?
Yes,
wait. Professor Chris is back. Professor Chris, please go ahead and answer the question that they threw before.
You know, I really didn't get the whole of the question before the network went bad, so I had to
Osaro does have a question. Osaro, help us with the question.
Njenje, can you just ask your question again? But don't ask the one of Rally. I've already answered that.
Okay, thank you, Osaro. So thanks, Prof, for coming back. My question, just straightforward, is that I said in the PCC document that was released a week ago, I saw there that we have a head of a support group. That what are the program for the head of a support group? The program that cut across all the polling units or all the local government in Nigeria, and also for the youth leader, we have an acting youth leader in Labour Party. And by now, I know we have his own program anyway. It's not something that might be discussed openly. But by now, I think people that is actually, that is actually firing we obedience, they need to be discussing strategy with him in order for him to be on his toe so that we'll be able to cover all the local government in Nigeria. Okay, I think that's the summary of my question. Thank you, sir.
Let me say very importantly that it was just last weekend, I think it was Thursday or Friday, that what we would call the preliminary inauguration of the PCC happened. And then, very importantly, there are a few further steps to be taken by the DG, the Deputy DG, and our principal regarding that campaign council. Those were part of the issues that perhaps got my friend and elder brother Kwebanwo to make the statements he made yesterday, but we all got over it. The important thing we must note is that whatever plans comes from the youth directorate will definitely go across and get across every sector of the obedient movement. Because in some of the things we're doing, particularly by God's grace, some of us who can reach the campaign leadership via memos, we have highlighted the fact that over 80% of the strides of this movement thus far has been directly the product of the obedient movement. And the campaign council is not unaware of that. So I am sure and certain that they will reach out to the obedient movement. And then the support groups have been the issue regarding the person who will control the support group is also back on the table. So the campaign council and indeed our principal will resolve that, because some of us have suggested that the person who must be very effectively responsible for the support groups must be a core, effective and effectual obedient, somebody who has been very visibly pushing the narrative and all that. So there are still a few things that have been tidied up at that level. And I know that when all that is fully worked out, hopefully within this week, you will see the programmatic of the different directorates of the campaign. What I have committed myself to do is to ensure that rather than voice certain reservations in the public domain, reach out to the campaign leadership to address it. And then we have one of the most attentive leaders to have ever come out of Africa. And I'm not sounding very patronizing here. We have a principal who listens, who takes actions based on superior argument. So I do not think that there's any cause for anybody to worry here. Like I said initially, what is most important for us is to keep upping the steam, keep revving the engine, keep firing on all cylinders, and keep doing what we must do. As the days go by, you will see the full programmatic, and you'll see that effectively the obedience will remain the driving engine of this vehicle. We shall redeem our country. We will achieve that because God is with us. We shall redeem our country. We will achieve that because you are passionate and profusely committed to this cause. We shall redeem our country, and God is with us in it, because our country cannot stay an extra 1 year under this kind of rudderless watch and leaders. So I am confident that everything that is needful at the level of the campaign council happily will be sorted out within this week. And then we'll run like a turbo engine that is geared towards victory. I yield the mic.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, the host, please, if you have any group around Ekiti State or Ondo State, you can just add me. I'm going to DM you my WhatsApp number.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Chris, for kind of ironing that out. On the background, there have been many voices about the PCC, but I have also decided we are not going to be talking about that publicly. You can always DM and channel that backwards. It is an internal matter. My for support group, Save Nigerian Group, for example, did a major rally in October 1st in New York, and we are on ground in Nigeria. We were there in Lafayette, in Nasarawa State, massively, and we continue to do the work. The truth is that let's do the work. Somehow, everything will fall in line. Let's take things back channel. And my brother from Ekiti, absolutely, we have people in the Southwest, and we need more obedience. So DM me, and I'll add you to our Southwest group, and definitely we're going down to the villages. Enough of the cities. We need to take the message to the villages. And I'm happy you are here. If you are here in the room and you are obedient, you want to walk, we Save Nigerian Group USA is fully on ground. And I would be glad to have full obedience join us because the message is clear. Peter Obi or nothing. That's the message. This man has to win to save Nigeria. That's our name is Save Nigerian Group USA. It's different from the Tunde Bakare false Save Nigerian Group, which they used to scam us. Ours is the real Save Nigerian Group USA. And I thank you, Prof, for being here to answer our questions. Auntie Meg, you are there. I don't know if this person, the King Oluse TM, are you there? First observation.
Yes, Oluche.
You are not.
Oluche, thank
Oluche, why are you not following Peter Obi now? You didn't see the Peter Obi picture. You don't want to follow us.
I'm doing that immediately.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Let's follow. If you're in the group, just give us a follow. We like to reach more people, and I thank you. Go ahead, Oluche.
Okay, so it's an honor for this opportunity speaking, first of all. And I want to commend everybody for what they are doing. It's a movement, and I'm very, I'm not just hopeful, I believe strongly that I will pull through. So I don't know if it's a question too as well. I'm looking at continuity because this is trying to push people to come out and do the simple thing, very directly simple thing of voting